Hey guys, this is the Bubble Mill with part 2 of the character personality thingy. Since the development, I guess. Yeah. So I actually, well, obviously we all got to get some Febreze in here. Why don't I don't have ad block on this, right? That's right. I need to get that soon. Um, Probably right now, but it's so much work. So pretty much I briefly looked at these websites before actually continuing to this video, like pretty much a few minutes after. And I gotta say, I really like this one. I really do. It is pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty in depth with things, and it pretty much covers a lot of what I want to say. So, continuing from the last one, I talked about progress of a character. Like, you gotta actually develop your character throughout the entire, whatever it is you're making, the story, the play, the movie, whatever the hell you're looking up this freaking video for or stumbled across it for. You gotta progress your character throughout the entire thing. And this kind of continues on. So I like this right here. It's not selecting. I hate everything right now. Why isn't selecting anything? Oh. Okay, it just hates me. Okay, I get it. You don't like me. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. But okay, so I like the little thing right here. When you make a character, make them human. And that's what I'm trying to say. You guys, just because you're making a character, I mean, okay, wait, how do I phrase this? I like to see in a story that a character really represents someone that I can literally just talk to, that I can just sit down and talk to. Not someone that, is just there. It's someone that I think that I can actually communicate with them through the text. Or if I was just, imagining the character being there with me or something in a situation, it's like they'd make sense and talk to me and actually sound human. Someone that you can imagine actually, being a person. And so, yeah, you gotta make that character human. You can't just make them freaking some character. It's more than that. When you're a reader and you're really devoted to a text, I mean, I'm gonna assume that a lot of authors do write because they were inspired by reading. I used to be. I mean, I don't read too much anymore because time management sucks. But most of you probably know the feeling that when you freaking, or even if you're just watching shows or something, or movies, or making comics, like, you all have to understand, like, sometimes there's some characters out there that you just, when you're in everyday life situation or something, you're just thinking about how it'd be if they were there. Maybe you're not. Maybe it's just me. Oh God, I'm embarrassed. Maybe it is just me. But, I think there are other people who do this. So pretty much, yeah. You gotta, like, as if they're actually there. It makes them really more realistic. It really helps when you freaking make them a real person. And, again, quit the cliche freaking lines. I'm so sick of freaking seeing those. So yeah, this has a lot of things. It talks about human nature too, though. I mean, yeah, it's pretty interesting. I don't really want to get into that though because I don't really understand it too much. I do like this. Avoid making puppet characters, and that kind of means don't make characters that are just like kind of. It says here an extension of the writer, of the will of the writer. Like, don't make it just like so. Okay, a kind of metaphor thing. It's gonna suck really bad. But it's like you're a tree, and you're growing a freaking branch. Don't let that character just be a branch of you. Let that character be the seed from your tree and plant it right next to you, rather than just being a part of you. Make them another whole of you. That was a horrible metaphor, I know. Metaphor? What's it called? Yeah. Like, No, that's called something else. Oh, well. I think y'all know what I was trying to do, though. Analogy. Right? Yeah. But yeah, it's just like, don't just make something that branches off you. Make a character who has their own personality. They're not just, another version of you. It really helps. Like, I see it all the time, and I do it a lot. Like, I sometimes make characters who are just exactly like me, and sometimes it disgusts me. I just, no, stop. I mean, it's okay if you do make a character that is really inspired by your life or by you. Just make sure they're not exactly like you, because it's kind of weird sometimes. Personality. Ooh. Personality is defined as a dynamic and organized set of characteristics possessed by a person that uniquely influences his or her cognition, motivations, and behaviors in various situations. So pretty much it's just their behavior. Their personality really reflects their behavior. Like me, I can be a pretty feisty, angry person. And so in turn, my behavior is probably going to be a little, hot-headed, honestly. So yeah, there's that. Personality, yeah, it really describes how a person, the alpha bitch, what? Oh, where's from? Okay, whatever, I don't want to know. I want to know, but I don't. I'll look at it later, I guess. Oh man, my train of thought just died. But personality, just, it's their behavior. Their behavior will reflect their personality, and you got to keep that in mind while writing that character, in their situation, plot, whatever the hell you're putting this character in. Yeah, I did lots of hand movements just there. What makes a person the way she is? I didn't really think too much about the genetics part, but genetics do sometimes have a big factor. Like, yeah, the sex and the age, and sometimes people will inherit things. A lot of times when one has like breast cancer or something, I mean, the next person will, or color blindness. It's not only that. I think sometimes genetics do kind of tie into the personality of a person. Like, I'm not sure if that's an actual scientific fact. I don't really want to look too into it, but I think that a lot of times that a character will have some traits of their mother's and their father's traits. Like, they'll kind of, keep them, and it might just be because that they're in that environment too. But I'm wondering if they're like away from their parents and never actually see them, if they still inherit those traits. There's probably a lot of research based upon that. I think there is, actually. I'm not too sure myself. So do some research on that if you guys want. Maybe I'll talk about it. Maybe not, though. Write it down. Genetics. Personality. See, I'm getting a bunch of, ideas now, you guys. Alright, so free will. Things I don't like to give my sons. I'm just kidding. But, it's kind of like, well, actually, it's exactly like you're a freaking god. You are. When you're writing, or you're, I'm doing this for writing, but it could also be for, freaking video games or movies or whatever. But if you are, creating something, and you're creating characters, it's like you really are the god of those characters. I mean, you determine whether or not they have free will. And, I think it's really important, if you want to make your characters human, that you do give them free will. That you give them choices. I mean, choices are really what makes life. Honestly there. I mean, you can have the choice to, go to that restaurant or just to stay home and eat. And maybe at that restaurant, you would have been killed. I mean, choices are a very important thing, obviously. And then, yeah, the environment really has a lot to do with who you are as a person. It's kind of, the environment and background kind of are pretty much the same thing. They're a little bit different. Background is more of the historical side. The environment is more of the where you were or who you were with kind of thing. And yeah, it really does have a lot to do with the character. Yeah, human. I didn't go down this far. Individuality, flaws, flaws. Give your freaking character flaws. They are not perfect. They are not Superman. I ranted about this in the last video, so I won't go too far. Oh my god, it's freaking 12 a.m. I said pretty late. Flaws, yeah, unpredictability, like, yeah, a lot of times, real people are such hypocrites. They are. They really are. They contradict, I hate freaking talking. They contradict themselves. They really do. And they're hypocrites. They could say something and then, like, when it actually comes down to it, they won't do it, or they will do it. And you gotta keep that in mind. Humans do that a lot. And, you know, I think it's interesting when writers actually do that, because I'm like, wow, I never see that actually being done. Yeah, like, making your characters face huge new challenges. Marriage, I mean, some characters are, like, down with it, and others are just like, I'm not ready. Why is freaking this here? I'm not gonna question why My Little Pony is here. I don't really want to know. I don't have anything against the show. It's just a certain part of the fandom. So yeah, you got. I already talked about this. Desires. Yeah. I mean, the freaking. What would they be willing to sacrifice, right, to accomplish that goal? That's a really important thing. It's like, how important is that goal to them? Who does their character love? Who are important people in their lives? What do they enjoy to do in their spare time? That's a really important part of their character. I mean, your character has to have some kind of hobby. Even if it's like freaking video games or watching paint dry, right? I mean, maybe that is. There's some characters out there, man. And yeah, hobbies, what are their interests, their likes, their dislikes, those are all really important parts of a character. I guess I used My Little Pony because there's such a variety of characters. Like, I mean, Rainbow Dash, I watched this with my sister, so I'm not that big into it, but Rainbow Dash is all boyish, I guess, and then she's all elegant, right? Yeah. I don't know anything. Hush. I think it's a cute show, but I don't think people should be doing what they do with it. I'll talk about that in a different video. Mutability. I don't really know what that means, but you guys can read that. Pause it. Inspiration. What inspires them to do the things they do? Yeah, backstory, developing personality. Oh, self-esteem and self-concept. How do they feel about themselves? What do they think about themselves? That's very interesting. You guys should definitely look into that. I don't know how long I've been on here. I don't want to be as long as the other one. Interesting. Yeah, defense. How do they defend themselves? I personally, when I'm in a tough situation, or I'm having drama with my friends or something, I just kind of isolate myself and detach myself from people and my emotions. And a lot of times, like in 7th grade especially, I just lost friends because I wouldn't talk to them anymore. And I do that a lot, and it's not a good habit. I'm finally getting out of it. Personality disorders, that's a really important part. I think that should probably show up more, honestly. There's probably an entire list. I might actually go into this in freaking depth, because that's a really important part. Personality disorders. I don't really know the names too many. I mean, other than like the freaking obvious ones. But I don't really want to do that because I don't know about them all. Personality types. Yeah, they're very different kinds of personalities. There's extroverts and then introverts. It's not extrovert. I don't know. Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, you guys, keep that in mind too. My little funny. How's personality expressed? Expressions are very important. The facial expressions, body movements, and such. Their speech habits, habits in general, cultural tendencies. That's very important. And I keep that in mind a lot while I'm doing art too. I mean, I got to. I do like a bunch of drawings of freaking characters, and I'll just play with their emotions. And I'll probably do stuff on that too. Oh my god. Stop it. Gosh. Expressions, emotions. Okay. Internally, yeah, what are they thinking inside, man? What are their internal conflicts? Oh, I'll probably get into this too later because that's a very important difference. A woman will react differently than a man if they are going to get into a fight. It depends on the character, of course, but, you know, if a big gang of men came up to my freaking, you know, chick rather than male, I mean, it might end up very differently. Not because they're physical part strength or something, but because of just the whole well, usually huge gangs of men aren't gonna rape the man kind of thing. Pretty deep, I know, but I'm sorry, it's true. Oh, they have a freaking section on this. Oh my god, I love this freaking page right now. Sorry, yeah, you know what? Female characters, believe it or not, are kind of human. They are not this perfect person, but they're not this freaking badass person who has no other motivation. And you know what? I'm sick of hearing the freaking kick-ass freaking characters be like, well, you know, I'm, I don't kick like a girl or whatever. I'm sick of hearing them being sexist. You know, make freaking good, realistic characters, female characters. They're not, yeah, girls are complex human beings just as guys are. They have, oh my god, I don't know why that's so complicated. Sorry, my feminist is coming out a little too much. Yeah, I guess cartoon characters especially can just be the exception to the rules. But I really love it when cartoon characters have more depth to them. Steven Universe, Adventure Time, Gravity Falls. Yeah, I really love shows that really go into depth. Pitfalls. Yeah, I guess these are just like what could happen kind of thing. So yeah, I really like that website. I just spent the entire video going over it. I got a little more time. Yeah. Okay. So that website is really cool. It is tvtropes.org. Oh, I like that. Again, I just looked up character personality. I didn't look up traits for that one on Google. So yeah, you could do that. This one's the same thing. Daily writing tips. Cool. So, yeah, 5 building blocks of your character's personality. Background, as in childhood. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing as before. Childhood can really affect a character. If they are a child, well, what's happening now? Relationships with other people. Like, okay, their family, their friends, loved ones maybe. Are they really talkative to people? Are they socially awkward or what? I mean, tell me about it. Livelihood, yeah, what do they do for a living? What do they do in life? Do they like their job? Blah, 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 blah. Pastimes, their hobbies. What do they do for fun? What do they do when they don't need to do anything? Do they just relax and watch TV? Do they freaking do art? Do they just drink water? I don't know, I'm thirsty. And outlook. Ooh, this is interesting. Yeah, are they like optimistic or are they like pessimistic or like, realistic? It really depends. That's a very important thing. Oh my gosh, Shockwave, what's your problem, girl? I don't care right now. It's not really affecting this page. So, I mean, you gotta be really, how do they outlook things? That's a really important thing, actually. Because that can really affect how do they react to things and how do they respond to things. Okay, that's a very important thing. I didn't think about that even. Did I have anything else? Yeah, I did. And this one doesn't look very... It's just a difference between personality and character. Personality versus character. I mean, essentially they can be the same thing. It depends on the definition that you're using. So yeah, I'm going to totally put the Outlook thing because that was actually something I didn't think about at all, and I'm kind of upset with myself for not. Outlook, okay. So these are all things that we covered. The traits, the backgrounds, goals, fears, motivation, plot, and outlook. They are all really important aspects of your character's personality, and they really do make them more human, especially the traits, I think, and background. I think the flaws are something that people have a tendency of forgetting. I personally do too. Inserting them into the plot and making it work is really, really hard to do for me. Might be easy for other people, but it is. Outlook, I think that's great. I really didn't think about that. And honestly, it's true. I mean, how your character views the world is really going to change things. Like, someone who is really just a pessimist, and like, okay, say there's a freaking earthquake. If you're a pessimist, you are going to just be like, oh, well, it's the end of me. Optimist, well, you know what? At least I lived, you know? Kind of thing. At least I'm alive right now. I can help other people, kind of thing. Realist? A realist will be like, well, you know, I'd better get my ass out of here. Oh my god, I'm the realist, you guys. But yeah, you know, you gotta be really, you know, character progression is a really important thing too, and people tend to just not do that. And it pisses me off sometimes, and you know, I'm sure it has for you too, but it can be a hard thing, I understand, to do throughout your entire story, but you gotta do it, you know. I know I don't do it sometimes, and I'm trying to work on that. So all this, you know, all this, just keep in mind when you want to do your personality for your character. I really hope that this helped you guys. If you guys want me to do more videos, I will do that. I plan on doing a video based upon these two videos. I want to do a video on the plot, how expressions and emotions affect a character, the genetics, how they might, you know, affect your personality disorders, and then sex-based things to do with the personality. So yeah, you guys got a lot of videos coming out. I hope you all like these, and I hope that these tips were helpful. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Leave comments in the comment section down below. And subscribe to my channel if you like this video and other videos I have up. This is the Bubble Mill. I hope you all had a fantastic day, or morning, or whatever time it is in your area. And I hope to speak to you soon. Later, guys.